Governor Gavin Newsom now touting the completion of a railhead yard in Kern County as a major milestone for the state's high-speed rail project, while critics of it say the accomplishment is too little, too late.
A Selma family now hoping for a miracle as their 11-month-old daughter waits for a life-saving heart transplant. How the community can help this family through this difficult time.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill now talking about President Trump's latest strategy to win the midterms with his calls to nationalize elections, reigniting calls to pass the SAVE Act.
Well, I think he means pass the SAVE Act, which I'm all in favor of.
It has nothing to do with protecting our elections and everything to do with federalizing voter suppression. The SAVE Act is nothing more than Jim Crow 2.0.
We'll break down exactly what the SAVE Act is and why it's a major point of contention between Democrats and Republicans and how this could affect voters if passed.
And yep, rinse and repeat on that fog there. 99 and Jensen already very foggy out there. And yes, the same old, dense fog advisories, foggy day schedules likely. But we do have some big changes on the way for us. I'll let you know when to expect these changes and what they are. That's coming up on your Great Day forecast.
You're watching Fox 26, and now, Great Day.
Good morning. We begin this hour, 5 o'clock hour on this Wednesday morning with a live look at the Sundial Bridge in Northern California. No fog there. In fact, you can see so many stars there.
I'm jealous.
If only some of us could see them as well. In the city of Fresno and parts of Fresno, yeah, crystal clear right outside our studio, but much different story there. Good morning to you. I'm Liz Gonzalez.
Although I did see a shining moon this morning. I'm Carl Cook.
And I'm Justin Willis. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, some people aren't seeing that moon. I saw it too, and I'm just like,
I didn't see anything.
That's crazy.
I know. It's like, it's like I open up the garage. And I'm like, here we go again. And here we are.
And yet, then you're driving and you're thinking, okay, I've got a little, I got some visibility, and all of a sudden,
and then
just
bam! Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Y'all know. All right.
You know, you know.
So this isn't recorded. This is live.
Yeah, exactly.
It feels like again every day.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. So let me repeat for you, if you don't mind, what's happening out there. Yes, it's foggy out there, but the rest of the day, it's going to be nice like it's been in the afternoons out there. We're looking at some decent temperatures out there this afternoon, but right now here in Fresno anyway, it's 43 degrees out there. Not terribly cloudy. You can see the moon right now, but we'll see how things develop for us throughout the morning. That dew point is at 42, so we'll likely start to see an increase in fog in the Fresno area, but it is very dense in some other parts of town. All right, so we are still going to be dealing with fog at 10 a.m., very likely on that. Dense fog advisory until noon. However, we should start clearing out by that time. 50 degrees at noon, and at 5 o'clock, nice and clear, 62 degrees, 5-mile-an-hour winds for us in Fresno. But coming up next, all right, enough with the fog, right? Well, not really, but we do have some other things to talk about. We're going to talk about some rain. We're going to talk about some wind, and we're going to talk about some above normal temperatures as well. Finally, something different, right?
All right, time is now 5:02. Governor Gavin Newsom and local leaders are celebrating what they're calling a major milestone for the state's high-speed rail project following the completion of a railhead yard in Kern County. Now, this allows for materials to be brought into the Central Valley that will later be used to start building the tracks. Leaders of the project are calling this significant and a major win.
We're moving materials, and we're moving supplies, and we're moving this project forward. We're on the other side of the hardest part of this project, and that's why today is so important.
The project, first pursued by the state in 1981, lost billions of dollars in federal funding after the Trump administration called the project a waste last year. Critics of high-speed rail highlight just how long this project has taken and just how much money has been spent.
$17 billion have already been spent. No track has been laid. Obviously, not a single passenger has ridden it. Meanwhile, we have deteriorating roads in California. We have traffic issues in California. We have regional transit systems that could be bolstered. We have the highest gas tax in the country. We have so many better things that we could be using our share of federal taxpayer dollars on.
Congressman Kiley has led the charge on cutting federal support for the project. Even so, Governor Newsom emphasizes that the railhead is just the beginning. So far, this project has produced 1,700 jobs. Leaders say that as the project grows, that number could increase significantly. And with those jobs comes a lot of taxpayer money, which usually means transparency. But now the state's high-speed rail auditor is asking for a new authority to keep certain records confidential. And that move is raising concerns from advocates of transparency. Assembly Bill 1608 would allow the Inspector General to withhold records that it believes could expose security weaknesses or be used inappropriately. But supporters say that this change is needed to protect ongoing audits and the security of the project. But Assemblywoman Alexandra Macedo, who represents parts of Fresno, Tulare, and Kings counties, is now pressing the CEO of the California High-Speed Rail Authority, Ian Chowdhury, for an updated budget plan. In a statement, she said that the agency quietly withdrew its lawsuit against the federal government over nearly $4 billion in funding. To date, the high-speed rail project has spent about $15 billion, including $1.7 billion on marketing materials and consultants. It was once promised to cost $34 billion. Now the estimated price tag is $128 billion. Macedo also posed this question. Now that the federal funding is no longer available, how will the authority adjust its finances? Local leaders are now reassuring the public that there are no remaining biologicals at the site of a former illegal biolab in Reedley. The concern has been top of mind for many following the discovery of an illegal biolab at a home in Las Vegas over the weekend. That home owned by the man accused of running the illegal biolab in Reedley. Over the weekend, FBI agents were seen at the Reedley site, but Reedley City Manager Nicole Ziba is assuring the public none of those biologicals are still there.
It was a sealed search warrant, and so I cannot tell you exactly what they were looking for. What I can tell you right now is that what remains in 850 I Street after Sunday is the state embargoed medical test kits, the pregnancy tests, and the COVID tests.
She went on to say that that building has had about 3 break-ins since 2023. City and county leaders say they had little state or federal guidance at the time and had to rely on court orders to shut the lab down and destroy materials. Fresno County does have an ordinance in place to regulate these sorts of labs. With a similar lab uncovered in Vegas, officials are pushing for federal legislation. And then the next hour of Great Day, we're going to connect with Congressman Jim Costa, who represents Reedley, as well as other parts of the central San Joaquin Valley. We'll discuss his ongoing effort to pass the Preventing Illegal Laboratories and Protecting Public Health Acts, both aimed at preventing similar incidents in the future. Again, that interview will be in the 6 o'clock hour of Great Day.
All right, time is 5:07, and a live look now at Highway 41 near Ashland Avenue right now. Yeah, foggy here in Fresno, and some parts not so much. Right here, we're looking at maybe 1/8 of a mile visibility out there, but looks like people are driving pretty slow out there anyway, as you should be. Been pretty crazy out there when you see people driving around with their headlights on because of the fog. So if you see somebody like that, just follow suit, because it's likely very dangerous out there. So we are expecting some foggy day schedules out there again. Nothing being reported just yet. Those usually start pouring in as people start waking up here. So by 6 o'clock, we'll start to see a few. But if you do need to submit us a foggy day schedule today, as always, you probably know the drill right now. We've done this so much. But you go to KMPH.com, you hit the drop-down menu, you scroll to weather, and then you click on school closings, and then you can view or submit your foggy day schedules there. We are anticipating a lot of them like we've had in recent weeks, so keep them coming there, and we'll try to help you out on those foggy day schedules. All right, here's the fog right now. Yep, zero visibilities in a lot of places, and as you can tell, it's very patchy out there. Like we were talking about earlier, you'll be driving, there's nothing, all of a sudden, bam, you get a wall of fog, and you're in it for a couple seconds, and then bam, it's wide open and clear. So watch out for conditions like that today. Zero visibility right now in Merced, Madera, and Hanford. Parts of Fresno, you got a mile visibility, but out on the west side of us there, we probably got some zero visibilities out there. Reedley dropping to 3/4 of a mile. Visalia at 1/4. We'll keep an eye on that for you, but of course, dense fog advisory in effect. This one has already been extended for us. It is not just for this morning, but now through tomorrow morning there. Actually, we have one expiring today at noon, but we are anticipating this to update here shortly. There is a dense fog advisory for tomorrow as well, but for today, in effect until noon, 200 feet of visibility is possible, down to 0. So please be careful out there. Some other things to talk about now. I know we're all talking about the fog and drive safe, yeah, but we do have some wind speeds picking up there in the Mojave regions there and down along the Grapevine if you're heading to Southern California today or tomorrow morning there. In effect until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning there. Wind speeds, sustained levels about 25 miles an hour, but you could see 45-mile-an-hour gusts if you are heading that way with those wind speeds picking up. We'll explain why that's happening in a second. We also have another wind advisory there further south that's going to be in effect until 2 o'clock there on Friday because of everything that's going on there. So we'll keep an eye on that one for you here, but those wind speeds are picking up because low pressure has picked up there to the south of us there, and that's kind of spinning in some disturbances to the southern regions there where you'll see those wind speeds pick up. High pressure to the west has been keeping us above normal. In fact, we're going to be pretty well above normal, which you see in a second here. And then the conditions for fog, troughing to the east and west, high pressure to the north, putting a cap on it, and there we are. But we will see some changes here later this week. Rain next week. Here's something else to talk about, right? Check it out. Actually, snow in the mountains later this week, 7 o'clock Friday morning. We got snow up in the higher elevations there, lasting throughout the day. But let's get to next week here, because check this out. We've got a lot coming in. Starts to tease us there Monday afternoon there at 4 o'clock up in the northern Sierra there. It expands there Monday night, and then check out Tuesday. Check out the expansion here. We get some pretty good rain there up in the North Valley at that time, and then we get to Tuesday morning. The latter parts of the morning there, things start to pick up for us. We're looking at about a 20 to 30% chance of rain. That's all we're putting it at this point. However, where it does rain, it could be a lot, so we are expecting up anywhere from a tenth to a quarter of an inch out of this one, which would be decent for us for as dry as it's been. And it'll last likely through the day Tuesday there. Starts to back off there Tuesday night, and we'll see how things go for Wednesday and Thursday as that data comes in. In the meantime, check out these above normal temperatures. So the normal's 59. We're at 66 today. Hey, we get 70s. Yeah, how about some 70s for you there? That'll start tomorrow there with a 72. Mostly sunny there, and then 70 for us on Friday. But we'll have an increase in cloud cover in the afternoons. The other thing, fog expected each morning there for us there. Otherwise, 40s overnight. All right, coming up next, we'll take a look at the highs and lows for today across the rest of the valley.
It's 5:11. Calls by the president to nationalize the elections ahead of midterms now receiving mixed reaction from lawmakers on Capitol Hill. What the White House says the president means by introducing this new strategy, and why some warn it's a call to renew legislation forcing voters to provide proof of citizenship. A Selma family now hoping the community can provide support as their daughter waits to receive a heart transplant. Why their baby's condition is making the search for an organ donor all the more intense. Time is now 5:11.
Hi, I'm Monty Torres with Fox 26 News on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have loads of great content for you to choose from. And while you're here, why not click on the subscribe button right here? That way you can stay in touch with all the latest breaking news, everything news related within the Central Valley. And thank you for watching.